A key mechanism to forge peace in Ukraine, as has been mentioned, is NATO's Priority Ukraine Requirements List, or PURL, funding initiative. For those watching and not familiar, PURL is how we supply weapons to Ukraine. Basically, Europe pays, the U.S. provides NATO fields. The best equipment in the world from the United States to Ukraine, paid for by European allies. General Grinkowicz, our Supreme Allied Commander, the right guy at the right time, validates the assistance Ukraine requests through the PURL initiative, and then our team within the War Department assesses those requests. It's a rigorous process, and so far has been effective. As a result, NATO allies have committed more than $2 billion in security assistance to Ukraine through the NATO PURL initiative since August. Now, allies often say that Ukraine's security is synonymous with European security. Well, now then, therefore, is the time for all NATO countries to turn words into action in the form of PURL investments. All countries around this table, no free riders. And I certainly appreciate Secretary Rutte's leadership in this important effort, and all the nations today that we've heard step up. Many more commitments just today to that PURL initiative, which sends an incredible signal to the world about the commitment. I want to commend allies such as Germany and Poland for their efforts in meeting their 5% commitment, which is being invested in fielding combat-credible forces. I could name a lot of other countries as well, the Baltics and Nordics, that have done likewise, and we are grateful. All countries need to translate goals into guns, commitments into capabilities, and pledges into power. That's all that matters, hard power. It's the only thing belligerents actually respect. Your continued investment and leadership are vital to helping Ukraine defend itself and to bring an end to this conflict. Peace through strength. Now, Europe's political leaders have also endorsed military planning for the coalition of the willing by establishing an operational headquarters and committing personnel to that multinational force. Should a peace arrangement be reached, European leaders are sending a clear message to Russia. Now is the time to end this tragic war, stop the needless bloodshed, and come to the peace table. Now, if this war does not end, if there is no path to peace in the short term, then the United States, along with our allies, will take the steps necessary to impose costs on Russia for its continued aggression. If we must take this step, the U.S. War Department stands ready to do our part in ways that only the United States can do. We remain clear-eyed about the fact that the most effective deterrents to Russian aggression are, number one, a lethal, capable, and European-led NATO, and number two, a combat-credible Ukrainian military able to defend itself and thereby continue to deter Russian aggression along NATO's border. Again, peace through strength. Under President Trump's steadfast leadership, and in particular with our European allies, we're going to bring an end to the war in Ukraine. The war must end. Like we saw him do in Gaza and in the Middle East, President Trump knows how to forge peace, to create opportunities in situations, in scenarios where peace seems far off. He and he alone has the ability to do that. This is not a war that started on President Trump's watch, but it will end on his watch. So let us seize this moment, strongly forge peace in Ukraine, and let's bring peace through strength. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, dear Secretary of State Healy, Minister Pistorius, Secretary of War Hegseth, Minister Shmyhal, dear colleagues. Welcome back to NATO headquarters here in Brussels. And John and Boris, thank you again for your leadership. Since its inception, the UDCG has been the backbone of our collective support for Ukraine. This body and the equipment it delivers to the battlefield are a clear demonstration of the international community's support for Ukraine. I've discussed with Secretary Healy and Minister Pistorius how NATO can best help the UDCG and NATO staff will provide all necessary support. We will assist across the board, from hosting meetings such as this one to providing the best data and analysis available. And together with Ukraine, the UK, Germany, and with your support, we will make the UDCG more effective at delivering what Ukraine needs. So I look forward to working with all of you to ensure our support for Ukraine is as predictable and as impactful as possible. And we all have a role to play here. NATO allies have committed to increase our defense spending and support to Ukraine. And we know that the support to Ukraine itself, by the way, will count to that defense spending. And I'm particularly focused here on PURL. Secretary Hegseth was also speaking about it and others. Because this is the mechanism that supplies US weapons, both lethal and non-lethal, to Ukraine, paid for by NATO allies. And I hope we can announce further significant contributions today, building on the successful meeting of defense ministers this morning. I want to commend President Trump's leadership here. He has been clear-eyed from day one when he came into office that he wants to end this war. He has been successful in Gaza. It was really staggering what happened this week and the week before under his leadership. And I want to thank you, Pete, for the leadership you are providing from the Pentagon to make all of this possible and to support this program. It is really critical. In getting Ukraine the weapons it really needs quickly and at scale. It will enable Ukraine to protect its people and hold the front line. And again, I'm so happy for the US to keep that supply going and for the allies that have contributed in the financial sense. Ultimately, strengthening Ukraine today and putting them in the best possible negotiating position tomorrow, let's hope that that day comes soon, that they will sit at one table. This is all in our collective interest. And the outcome of this war will therefore impact us all, be it directly or indirectly, whether we like it or not. So please do all that you can. Thank you. Slava Ukraini.
In a world where business never stops, Mint keeps you ahead, any screen, anytime, from studios to the ground.
Mint is doing brilliantly well. It's a well-read page, I would think.
Mint breaks down business, leadership, and lifestyle, boldly, visually, and smartly. From boardrooms to markets, from personal wealth to industry trends, we bring you the insights that matter. What fuels India's biggest CEOs? Ride along and find out. Want to invest like the pros? Learn from India's top market experts. Your money, your future. We make finance simple. Step inside breathtaking homes and the creative minds behind them. India's real estate scene decoded. No jargon, no fluff. Some chase success, others create it. Meet the ones who made the impossible possible. We don't just talk business, we show it. And the world's watching.